Hello and welcome to a brand new series on Football Manager 2018. As you can see, we are in the sunny climes of Portugal, taking charge of Benfica. So, traditionally one of the powerhouses in the Portuguese leagues, once a European powerhouse as well, once upon a time. That is the days we are hoping to get back. So I've already gone through all of these kind of first news items. We'll run through them very quickly anyways. Obviously, I am now in charge of SLB, as they call themselves. Here we go. So the philosophy they have given me here is the youth system. Benfica do have excellent youth facilities, so this should not be a problem. Also, I have this guy, who is an outstanding head of youth, and my director of football is one of the best in the game in Rui Costa. So that part should not be too difficult. Getting players to the youth system, that should just happen by itself for the most part. So transfers, there's a bunch of things going on. I'm not too concerned. This is useful though. Gabriel Barbosa and Douglas. These loans will help us for sure through the year. There's not really anybody here I'm too concerned about being gone. I haven't actually looked at this guy yet. Getting him at the start of next season. A goalkeeper. Well, that could have been useful now, but never mind. So, anyway, injuries, nothing massive. Some recurring injuries, a little concerned here, but I don't think I actually play any of these people, so I'm not particularly worried about that. That's just responsibilities. Letting Rui Costa take care of a lot of the young players, bringing them in and signing them, because he's obviously very good at that. He's also our chief scout as well as the director of football, so that's incredibly useful for us. So the history, as you said, 36 league titles in Portugal. Not a bad haul whatsoever. And the two Champions Leagues. I don't actually know when they won this. 1961 and 62, there you go. I didn't read it, I should have. 61 and 62, so they won it twice in a row back then. Haven't won it since. Europa League winners recently, 13 and 14. So they're not completely out of it as far as competitions in Europe, but it'd be nice to get back to the big time, push them right the way up to the top. So the team report, we'll come to the team in a minute, that looks good, but I think it's a little bit optimistic, we'll see. I'll take a look at it in a second. I haven't done set piece and things yet, I'll do that later. And the competition rules, this looked incredibly confusing, but really there's very little restriction here. We have a B team, so we're allowed, only 81 players, I don't know if we can do that. 10 players trained in Portugal for 3 years, that'll be easy, because we have a lot of those players already. 27 over 23, so we're not going to register up to 81 anyway, but 27 I think will be fine. 61 over 19s, again, we're not even going to come close to it, so I'm not concerned whatsoever. I think you do have to register everyone though. If you want to bring a youth player in as backup or whatever, you do have to register them, so I'm going to have to be careful with that, because I do want to bring some of these youngsters into the team as we go. I don't want to just leave them rotting in under 19s for a season when I could give them game time here and there off the bench or random starts in more meaningless games or easier games. So I definitely want to make sure they're in the squad. And then again, it'll be fine. I'm not worried. So looking at this team, I've put a formation together here. This is what I think I'm going to go with based on what we have right now. It's subject to change if we bring in signings, but this is what I'm going to go with. So in goal, I've gone with Bruno Varela. He's not actually the highest rated goalkeeper in the squad. We have 37-year-old Julio Cesar. I just don't really want to play 37-year-old Julio Cesar. I think I'd rather play this guy. He doesn't have much in terms of potential. Ideally, I'll bring someone in. But that the guy from Panathinaikos that we're going to bring in, he will hopefully become our kind of number one guy eventually. I don't know what his potential is. I'll probably get a report on him so I can see it. But if this guy's going to get much better, it might be worth just playing Cesar. I'm not certain. Yeah, I was going to go with Varela. I might change my mind. So fullback Andre Almeida, Portuguese international. He'll do a solid job for us down there. This Luisao is 36, so I'm a little concerned about him in that position because he's not. His defending is fantastic. I'm sure he'll be great in the Portuguese league. I need him for his leadership. Look at that. He'll be captain. He's a legend at this club. I'm not going to do anything wrong by him. I love Luis. I always assign him in this game all the time. So I'm happy to have him back in my team again. But he's not what he used to be. So I might need to just use him a little more sparingly. And then Lisandro Lopez, solid player. He'll be good to sit in there next to him. So hopefully, I do need defensive cover though, because I think my only other defender, if I actually do this correctly. Yardell, who's 31, and that's all it's showing me, so I'm a little worried. I do need some centre backs, or at least cover, if not to come in and start. So this guy, Fesa, let's go with that. He's one of our best players. I've catered to his position, excuse me, in this formation, because that's what you do. You build around your best player, and he is one of them. So he's going to be hopefully helping our centre backs. I think we need this because when I use this formation, I'm usually very leaky in defense. I've dropped 2 defensive midfielders instead of 2 central midfielders, hoping that will help. This guy will be a big part of that in my mind. And then Samaris, I've dropped. He's naturally a central midfielder, but because I'm playing the 2 defensive, he's still good in this position. I love the Segundo Volante. He does a good defensive job, but he's also very effective going up the field. So hopefully Samaris can do as good a job in that role as I've seen other players in this game. Now the front kind of 4 is where I'm still not entirely sure about how I want to set them up. I want to get Zivkovic into the team because he's a fantastic player, but he really only plays as a winger. I want to get Barbosa into the team because he plays very well. His stats are solid, but he's an inside forward. I don't know if it's worth having one and one of the other. I don't usually do this. Usually have 2 of each, but whatever. Jonas is, he's an attack defense playmaker. I think I need to play him as a shadow striker. I just don't think the goals are going to come with one up front without a shadow striker in there. I think he'll do a good job. I'm hoping that's the case. He has the abilities to do it, the attributes to do it, so I'm not too concerned, but he's 33, so he's not going to run for long. And then Seferovic, I would quite like to replace him. He's not the worst he will do, but I think he's much better suited as a backup than a main guy, the guy to rely on to get you goals, especially in European competition. I would quite like to think about bringing in somebody else, because there are options other than him. If you just look at the stars here, they're not great. Let's be honest, they're not great. Jonas can play up there, but I kind of need him in here. So we'll see. Either a legitimate shadow striker and push Jonas further forward, or replace Seferovic with someone else. We shall see. But that's where we're at right now. I'm going to fast forward a bit through preseason. You don't need to see all that. Hopefully I'll have made some signings by then. I can show you what's gone on. Alright, so fast forward to August 5th. We are about to play our first meaningful game. It is in the SUPERTACA, if that's how you say it. This is the Portuguese Super Cup. Before we get into that, there's a couple of things I wanted to show you. First of all, I didn't actually show you our competition expectations for the year, so I'm going to do that right now. So, the league. This is going to be kind of tough. The board want us to win the league. So that's flat out. When we are the holders or the reigning champions, it's going to be tough. You have, Porto and Sporting. It's going to be a tough run, and hopefully we can do that. The Portuguese Cup, they want us to reach the final. So that's going to be another one. Hopefully we can do that. They don't care about the League Cup, they don't care about the SUPERTACA. The Champions Cup, this is the one I'm a little concerned about. Reach the first knockout round. It's definitely possible, but it highly depends on the group we get. So we're just going to hang tight and wait for that to happen and see how nervous we need to be about this right here. The other thing, transfer activity. It didn't quite go to plan. Let me show you what we have. So only 1 player has come in. It's a good signing though. Dario Benedetto from Boca. He's a striker, a complete forward. I think he's an upgrade on what we had for sure. It means I can, leave everything else the way it was. Just slot Benedetto in up front. I tried to get other players. I tried to sign centre backs and other attacking midfielders. They kept going to mid-table Premier League teams, which is incredibly frustrating. But, we're still looking. I still want to try and bring in a centre back. We have brought up a player from the B team who was an improvement. He's actually going to be solid backup for us, so it's not as necessary, but I'd still like to beef things up a little bit. So we're going into the game. Here's the squad. I have gone with Julio Cesar. I think I'm just going to go with him in goal until he proves he does not belong. We have Andre Almeida. Ruben Diaz is the man I brought up from the youth. He's going to come in at centre back. He's only 20 years old. I want to get him some game time. He has good potential. I think it's well worthwhile getting him in the team. Luis going to partner him. Grimaldo on the left, Fejan and Samaris in midfield, Barbosa, Jonas and Zivkovic behind Benedetto. Alright, this is probably going to be, it's the first real test of the tactic and see what goes on. It's not the biggest test we're going to face. I'm a little bit nervous that this could just go horribly wrong because I am absolutely not a tactical genius by any stretch of the imagination. So I'm hoping we can just figure it out. Alright, here we go. First highlight of the game, Zivkovic with a corner. Out to Feja. Benedetto or Nubai. That was disappointing. Possession, it's only on 5 minutes and I'm not too worried about it. It's like, ooh, good effort, okay. Solid start, let's keep that up. Boring first half, that one highlight. We're definitely the better of the game, we're just not doing anything with it. Which is, in its own right, a little concerning, but hopefully that changes. Although, as we creep towards halftime, that looks increasingly unlikely for the first half. Wow, okay. Not ideal, not awful, but nothing really happened. We could do with some things to happen. I also don't know why they started doing this little weird highlight before halftime. I liked it when it just skipped forward and it was fine. Okay, let's make these guys a little bit happier, a little more on the motivated side. Maybe. Oh, I forgot to do the striker. Oh well, it's fine. Alright, come on boys, here we go. Okay, absolutely nothing has happened in this game, and it's the weirdest thing. But we could do something changing pretty soon. Let's stick Barbosa in there. It's not where he plays, but I don't think it'd be too bad in there. Stick Pizzi on. I don't really know what else to do at this point. We're just not in a particularly good place in this game. Let's bring on Seferovic. See if he can earn his stripes, earn his place. I've never seen a more boring game on this Football Manager. I don't think I've had a one highlight game before. Let's go. If you have extra time to just sit through the dullness of extra time in this game too. Oh boy, that could be rough. Oh, we do. Great. We're dominating, really. We just haven't done anything to do it. Alright, here we go. Come on. Let's get the goal that we really should have had by now, but we just have not done anything with the ball. Alright, corner, here we go. Zivkovic, finally, something's happened. Headed clear. And they have the ball. This is worrying. If we lose this, I will be very upset. I don't know if that's true, but wow, that was a worry. Come on, boys. Once again, nothing really happening. Yeah, go make yourselves a cup of tea. Won't miss much. Easily the most boring game in Football Manager history. There has been 2 highlights in 120 minutes. Alright, well, that's just wonderful. Alright, here we go. Let's not throw this away in a shootout. Come on, Julio Cesar. Get your... Oh, he's missed it. He's missed it, okay. Don't mess this up, Pizzi. Here we go. Alright, advantage. Perfect, just what we need. Alright, Julio, get your 37-year-old legs moving. Guess another one. Well, there's only so much you can do when you should be in a retirement home. Barbosa had a shocker, and he's just made it even worse. Great. This is not what we wanted. Okay, not worried. We're still, it's level pegging. Oh, what is the goalkeeper doing? Oh, dear, I'd be upset if I was the manager of that team. Oh, what a penalty. Whew, he's buried that top corner. It's beautiful. Alright, Servi, here we go. Come on. Do something. Oh my goodness me. Well, is that it? That's it, right? Yeah, we just... No, okay. I thought we just pissed it away there. Now we need your old legs, Julio. Give us something to work with. That would be absolutely beautiful. Oh, he's missed it! Yes! Oh, thank you, Wakaso. Maybe the A stands for agent. Okay, who's stepping up? Louis Sal. Oh, what a story. To keep us in the game, the legend. A little worried that it's Louis Sal, center back, but it's fine. I mean, I did it, so it's my own fault. Oh, good. The worst penalty of all time. I don't need to see you celebrate. Okay, well, that's not an ideal start. I don't think it was so much the formation, because we had the chances, we dominated the game. We didn't actually have the chance, we just dominated the game. We had shots, we did nothing with them. So, not the best of starts. Hopefully, things will improve, but that is where we are going to leave it for this episode. Thank you for watching. If you liked it, please hit that like button. Please subscribe if you're interested in following this more. We will be back with more of the journey in Portugal with Benfica very soon.